Oh look, it's Antonia! The miners and vagrants are all in the same spot. I sure hope they're not arguing again. Quick, let's head over.
Here, take it. I'm afraid we're short on goods and materials right now.
Oh, well, we actually have enough for the moment. You hang on to it.
Hey, are you guys causing trouble again?
It's you! Oh, no, you misunderstand. There was a huge quake at the mine just now. Part of it collapsed. The vagrants here hadn't stopped to help. I was just discussing how to repay them. It's a shame the mining team's hard up right now. Oh, to do with us? I'm listening. Whoa, you mean to say that we're about to be reunited with the overworld?
Are you serious? This has gotta be a dream. Good things don't happen to us.
Today they do. And you're not dreaming. If you don't believe us, pinch yourself.
If things go back to the way they were 10 years ago, then the mining team can finally escape this poverty. And you won't have to rely on the charity of others. We'll finally be living with the dignity we deserve. Thank you, outsiders, from the bottom of my heart. The mining team will remember you as heroes, as will the rest of the underworld. Please tell Natasha that we're ready to get back to work. If the cable car station can start operating again, we'll dispatch a mining representative to negotiate with the architects.
Mr. Yang put it nicely, but the reality is this. We sealed the Stellaron, but that's not gonna solve the problems on this planet. There I was getting excited to tell everyone the good news.
That's the cruelty of a Stellaron. Still, compared with some of the other planets we visited, at least this one has hope.
So, should we tell everyone the deal?
We should tell Branya when the time's right. Let's not dampen the spirit just yet.
It's getting late. Where to now?
Honorary member of the Moles, listen up. Thank you for helping Hook find the detector. But now, Hook needs to ask you another favor. I haven't even mentioned what this is about, but that's the spirit. You truly are an honorary member of the Moles. Hook and Daddy's birthday is approaching. Every year at this time, we exchange gifts and celebrate our birthday together. Yeah? What's the problem? Daddy's job has been more difficult since moving to Boulder Town. He gets home really late every day. I don't want to use his hard-earned money to buy a gift. Hey, are you patronizing me? Actually, I still have some valuable treasure of my own in Rivet Town. It's a shame I left it there. If I go bring it back and sell it for a decent price, I can buy a gift for Daddy without begging anyone for money. I know that Rivet Town is super dangerous right now. That's why I'd like to enlist you as my bodyguard. That way, even if the old witch finds out later, I won't be the only one getting a scolding. Then it's settling. Let's meet in Rivet Town. I'll be waiting for you in a safe spot. You're not allowed to not come.
Is everyone all right? Thanks for your help. Sometimes face-to-face communication is more meaningful, don't you think? Now we just have to wait for the official news. I hope Rania doesn't keep us too long.
Huh. Do you think Svarog and Clara felt the effects of our battle with the Guardian?
I think they'll be fine. Plus, Svarog's devotion to Clara is even greater than his hostility to Wildfire. If you're worried, you could look for them over at the robot settlement. You came at a good time. There is something you can help me with. According to my patient records, there are a few that haven't come for their follow-up visits. It happens from time to time, but never as regularly as this. I'm a bit concerned. Have you heard of the Complex Illness Mutual Aid Society? Generally speaking, mutual aid societies like these allow patients to share their experiences and support each other. It's a way of countering all the negative emotional effects of being ill. But there might be more to this society than that. I've got a few patients who have started refusing treatment since joining the society. It certainly makes you wonder. The most suspicious part is that no matter how much I ask, no one's ever willing to tell me anything about it. And that's where you might be able to help. It sounds dangerous, but what I want you to do is actually very simple. Investigate this so-called mutual aid society and find out what exactly they're up to. If I find out they're preventing me from doing my job, or if they're bringing harm to my patients, I won't just sit on the sidelines. Can I entrust you with this task? This little clinic has huge numbers of patients to deal with every day. If I didn't have you here to help me out, I wouldn't be able to focus on giving them quality care. Good luck. I'll be sure to thank you properly when you're back.
Outsiders. For friends of Clara.
How did you know that was Perkins?
Thank you for rescuing Clara.
Seems like Perkins picked up a stammer.
Its language module must have malfunctioned. Can you take us to Clara?
Outsiders are friends of Clara. Follow me.
You have visitors, Clara.
Oh, it's the variables.
There was a huge shaking just now coming up through the ground. Mr. Svarog said it must have been...
Recalculating. Conclusion. Engine of creation. 97.66% probability. The engine of creation was an immense construction machine created by the architects. It was not built to fight.
Well, whatever. We won. Thanks to that giant robot, we were finally able to take care of the Stellaron. And Branya made a promise. The underworld and the overworld will soon be reunited. Which means that you, Svarog, you won't have to worry about preserving the underworld for the time being.
March, everyone, thank you so much. I wasn't sure you guys would be able to do it, but now, Mr. Svarog, what do you say? You guys said you were travelers from other worlds, right? I want to be just like you. One day, I'm gonna go traveling to faraway places and make new friends.
Calculation result. Update. Mission number 0001. Preserve the underworld. Complete.
That's our Branya! Quick as a flash!
She certainly moves a lot faster than some people I know.
If you haven't got anything nice to say right now, zip it!
The thief has stolen parts again? How am I going to track down this crook? Oh, it's you. There have been a few unusual thefts in the dwelling over the past few days. The vagrants say that the parts they worked so hard to obtain have completely vanished. They're worried that there's a thief in the dwelling. Despite our investigations, no one has been able to track down the thief. What's even stranger is that the thief appears to be only interested in stealing parts and doesn't care about other valuable items. The vagrants had no choice but to ask Mr. Svarog to look into it, but he still hasn't found anything. I investigated the matter myself, but I came up empty-handed. Jeez, I'm baffled. What a strange thief. Are you also here to look into this case? Perhaps if we work together, we can uncover some clues that I missed. It's just, I haven't found enough clues yet. The thief is really tricky. They haven't left any traces in the dwelling. Oh, I heard the vagrants on patrol last night ran across the thief again, but I haven't had time to look into it. Should we go ask them? You sound so cool. You're like one of the characters from Mr. Svarog's movies. Aren't they called detectives? Seeing you so fired up has me excited too. Now, let's get started.
You made it. I thought you were about to miss out on a moment of history.
No way! After all our hard work, how could we miss out on the final celebration, right?
I smell it too. For Oleg and I, not to mention the other adults, reopening the passageway means rediscovering old ways of living. Return to normality. Survival is no longer the top of the agenda. But for the children who were born into this era, who grew up in this isolation, this will be a new life altogether. Once you've tasted freedom, it's difficult to accept a life of separation and isolation. Those of us whose childhoods were marred by tragedy We must strive to do better for the next generation. I'm sorry. Here I am talking your ear off again. This is a day to remember. We should welcome it with smiles. If you have time, talk to the folks here. Every one of them will tell you about their excitement. Then when you're ready, let's go home.
Finally, I can get back to supervising the cable cars. I thought I'd spend the rest of my life in those mines. Ah, it's you, the liberators of the underworld. You're the first passengers we've had since being sealed off. It'll be my honor to get you to the surface in one piece. Oh, I'm afraid you might have to make an exception, mister. My license has expired, but then I haven't had the chance to go up and renew it for 10 years now. So, ready to climb aboard? No problem. This car won't be leaving without you. So, ready to climb aboard? Brothers, sisters, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, gather round. The cable car passenger service is about to restart.
Whoa! Look at the big blue ceiling!
That's not a ceiling, Hook. That's the sky.
So this is the overworld? The air here smells different.
Less rust and geomarrow particles floating around. Take a deep breath, children. This is what freedom tastes like. I never thought I'd live to see the administrative district again. All those years. We've been through a lot, Natasha.
You're right, Oleg. It's funny. The moment I boarded the cable car, my mind was filled with everything I wanted to do on the surface. But now, I just want to sit down, zone out, and watch the people coming and going. And let the day just pass me by.
Enjoy the peace and quiet, Natasha. We earned it.
It's Japard! Is he here to meet us?
He's still on duty. Huh. He must have recovered quickly.
Let's go say hi!
Welcome back to the administrative district, Trailblazers.
Trailblazers! First time anyone's called us that on this planet!
The architects think it's only right that we should address you properly. Outsiders is hardly fitting anymore. Please allow me to apologize again for what happened in the restricted zone. You were only trying to help. I should have trusted Serval's judgment. I'll keep that in mind. Thanks. Lady Bronya's inaugural address will begin soon. She asked me to pass on her invitation to you.
Huh? That's sooner than I expected. Is she well enough to...
Not really. But Lady Bronya insisted on delivering the speech as soon as possible. She wants the people to understand what happened. The address will be held at Everwinter Monument. I hope the three of you can find time to attend.
Did you see that, Clara? A super big steel monster just ran past!
I don't think that's a monster. Mr. Svarog's database has information about it. It's called... I can't remember.
Don't worry about the name. The important thing is I saw what it can do. It has a huge appetite and swallows people whole. And it just so happens to be the mole's next target. We'll defeat the iron monster and save the people in its tummy.
I don't think that's how it works.
Look, there's a crowd gathering over there. Is the address starting soon?
Looks like it. Branya hasn't arrived yet, though. Let's find somewhere to wait.
Guards! Formation!
Whoa, this must be it.
Citizens of Belobog, I kindly ask for your attention. Lady Branya Rand's inaugural address will begin shortly. Please remain orderly.
People of Belobog, hear me! Today we gather here to celebrate our victory, but it was a sacrifice made by a mighty guardian that delivered us this opportunity. She dispelled an evil that cost us 700 years of suffering. And in the process, she paid the ultimate price. The sacrifice of Kokolia Rand ushers in a new chapter. The blizzard beyond the walls will die away, and the offensives of our Silvermane guards will begin to contain the Fragmentum's advance. In the far north, I witnessed with my own eyes the struggle between the late Supreme Guardian and the evil power that sought to destroy us. In her last moments, the Supreme Guardian told me her greatest regret. The order to seal off the underworld from the overworld. With the passage of time, she gradually came to realize the consequences of that decision. Although tortured with guilt, she could not undo the damage. In her final moments, she wanted us to mark the Stellaron's end by reuniting Belobog. Overworlders and underworlders must embrace the dawn of a new age. Together. People of the underworld, I dare not ask for your forgiveness. I now know the reality of your decade of suffering. But I want us to work together. We know that without your perseverance and hard work, Belobog will not recover its former glory. and the seed of civilization will not be preserved. And on that note, I'd like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to a few guests of the city. Most of you were not aware of their arrival, but it is thanks to them that our world now flourishes with hope. They made me realize that while we remain focused on preserving the ground beneath our feet, we should not forget to look up into the sky. I firmly believe that with the determination of everyone, our world, the world the Trailblazers call Yarilo 6, will no longer be alone among the stars. But before we accomplish that goal, I humbly ask you to follow me into the future. I, Bronya Rand, the 19th Guardian of Belobog, hereby take my oath.
Lady Bronya! Lady Bronya! Long live Belobog!
Bronya, we're back!
March, Don Hung, and you. It's wonderful you made it to the address. Sorry, I know the invitation was very last minute, but I needed to get the news out as soon as possible. The longer people waited, the more rumors started to swirl. The situation risked spinning out of control. Oh, she was there. She just made sure no one could see her. Azela is still new to the vastness of the overworld. She feels uncomfortable in a big crowd. I'll help her adjust to life here.
That was some speech, Bronya. If I had to talk like that in front of a huge crowd, I'd be shaking head to toe.
It was all just a bunch of palatable lies. I hope you never have a similar experience, March. I prefer to be honest with the people. But I also want to preserve their hope.
Don Hung, wanna talk about Mr. Yang's findings?
Allow me to explain.
Which means the fragmentum has already taken root by this point. Even though the Stellaron is sealed, we won't be able to reverse the damage immediately. I know. Our ancestors wouldn't have risked using one if they'd had other ways of avoiding calamity. You've gone out of your way to save this world. You nearly lost your life. I have no right to ask for more. Besides, I agree with Mr. Yang. Ultimately, the fate of Belobog is in the hands of its own people. In that case, as a leader, I must give you a promise of the same weight. We will hold out with everything we have until the day you Trailblazers return. Even if it takes another 700 years, the children of Yarilo 6 will look up to the sky with hope in their hearts. So long, my friends. May the preservation bless your journey.
Congrats! That was one heck of a first trailblazing expedition.
Worth celebrating, I'd say. 2.5?
What? That run-of-the-mill, huh?
My scoring criteria are different from yours.
Anyway, we should be asking you. Any thoughts you want to share? That's the spirit. Come on, we should take some more photos before we head back to the Express. Let's go! One more round in the administrative district.
If you walk with your head down and your heart full of fear, your steps will grow heavier and your spirit will suffer. But if you find something to look up to and move forward with hope, then your steps will grow lighter. And if you should fall, you'll be on your feet before you know it. Thank you for teaching me this, Trailblazers. Rania said she's willing to wait 700 years for us. Huh. Don Hung, how long can humans live for?
Forever. But in that scenario, they can't be considered human anymore.
Yikes, so serious. I was just curious. Here we are, Everwinter Monument. Photo time! Oh, Pela and Hook are here too. Let's make sure we get them in the background. Okay, where to next? Oh, we haven't seen Serval since we got back. Let's head to the workshop.
Who's there? Didn't your parents tell you to knock before? It's you three! Come on in! I was just talking to Clara about you.
How have you been, big brother? Miss Serval's workshop is amazing. There are all kinds of things. I like it here a lot.
Miss Serval? Clara is such a well-mannered kid. Meanwhile, the architect's children are still calling me auntie and making me feel old.
Hey, that's not your line. We're here to take a photo, remember?
Photo? This feels like one of my fan meetups. Anyway, for you guys, I do autographs for free.
Photo. Oh, I remember. When I was little, Mr. Svarog took a photo for me.
Over here, Clara. Want to learn some cool poses? Pretty great. I wish the photographers at my shows had your skills.
Huh? Am I really that short? I thought...
Don't worry. If you eat like Don Hung, you'll be as tall as him one day.
I'll let that slip.
Here, keep it. A little farewell gift from the Astral Express.
Huh? You're leaving so soon? I understand. Well, this photo will always be close to my heart. I'll make a copy for you too, Clara.
Thanks, Mr. Val. Big Brother, March, Danhong. Thanks for taking care of me. Safe travels. If you have time, please come back and visit me and Mr. Svarog.
That's enough sightseeing and photo taking to last me a while. Time to head back to the Goethe Hotel for a good night's sleep.
We can sleep when we're back on the Express.
Not so fast! Last time we were here, that evil Madam Guardian interrupted us before we'd gotten the most out of our luxury suites. Don't you think we should make up for it? Come on! Himeko and Mr. Yang are grown-ups. I'm sure they'll cope without us for one night. Besides, don't you want to chit-chat with the locals now that Bellabog is full of life again? I know I do.
At the end of your journey, all that perplexes you and troubles you will resolve.
Oh, it was a close thing, all right. Good thing it dawned on me. Hey, Sampo doesn't have to be a protagonist, right? The likes of us are better suited to, shadowy comic relief, eh? Turns out the Astral Express crew is more fun than I expected. You liked it? Really? Told you so. No! I'm in no hurry to leave. What? Oh, Epsilon? What fun can you get out of a giant Vanity Fair like that? True happiness always entails the manifestation of the dignity of mankind. Now, that's a quote I live by. Well, bye for now. Send my regards to the guys and girls in the tavern. Oh, and don't forget to say that Sempo Kasky will catch them for the next one. Time to make my curtain call. To you, my dear audience, I dedicate my performance. I wonder, did I bring a little more joy into your lives? You don't have to answer that, but if the answer is no, then you'll break my heart.
We should be getting back to the Express. Time to find March and Dawn Hung.
Morning! How did you sleep? I'm full of energy myself. Oh, copycat-itis still has no cure, I see.
Did you get Himiko's message? It's time to go. The conductor will nag us again if we put the express behind schedule.
Yeah. Well, pack your souvenirs and stuff. Back home we go. Here we are at last. It's sad to say goodbye.
Nothing lasts forever. You'll stop feeling sad the moment you set foot on the express.
Hey, I'm not that heartless, you know. Here we are at... Hey!
Priorities? What do you mean? Are you saying rebuilding the underworld isn't one of your priorities?
Of course not. I'm just saying we have limited assets and we need new parameters.
Assets, parameters. You sure love your fancy words. Forget it. Leave it to me. I'll go down myself.
Come on, Seela. I won't leave you to—
Look, Branya! There'll be plenty of difficulties waiting for them, right?
Yes. Their future is filled with even more uncertainty than ours. But we will prevail here, even if it means arguments like this go on forever.
They won't go on forever if I win them.
Welcome home, you three.
Himiko, Mr. Yang! Team Trailblaze back from duty. Mission 1 accomplished.
Although Welt and I didn't get the chance to go with you, I can tell you worked hard to bring things back to normal. Well done, everybody. And especially you. I heard a lot of good things about you.
I'd say it's a solid 5 stars.
Get some rest on the Express. Eurilo 6 was not an easy ride. Pom-Pom is of the opinion that we should leave as soon as possible to avoid potential resurgences of the anomalies we experienced earlier. Himiko and I agree.
Which means we need to decide where our next destination is, soon.
That's right.
That's the path of the Nameless, I presume. Always on the road, always trailblazing. I'm not complaining, by the way. One adventure after another, that's exactly what I signed up for.
Looks like March has fallen in love with the way of the Nameless. That's good to hear. You can head back to your rooms for some rest, or stay here and make yourselves a cup of coffee, whichever you like.
I'll head back to my room then.
There I was thinking this guy would gradually open up.
We need to give him some time, March. I think he treasures the time spent with you guys. About your battle against the Supreme Guardian and the whole Stellaron situation, you must have a lot of unanswered questions, I suppose. While you were away, Welt and I did some research and came to some interesting conclusions. Let me know if you want to ask about anything.
Home sweet home. Mr. Yang and Himeko must be bored given how long our train had to stay here. Where's our next stop? I can't wait!
Shh! Checking star rail stability! Pom-Pom needs to focus!
The Express crew tread upon the trailblaze. We travel between worlds, like a thread weaved into the life stories of others. The universe is vast beyond our imagination. It's a miracle that our paths converge. The fact that we get to know and travel with each other can only be seen as the design of destiny. Thank you for becoming our companion. I'll do my best to answer any questions you may have. Sure. Oftentimes, those who are involved in historic events don't have the opportunity to see things from a wider perspective. I hope as an onlooker, I may provide some help. Klapoth the Preservation is known for their indifference. Unless you become a zealot like those with the corporation, it's hard to share in the Eon's power. Determined to preserve the world they loved, the architects held on for hundreds of years. But as the fragmentum continued to advance, their already wavering faith started to show some cracks. And one particular guardian, Kokolia, abandoned the path of preservation altogether. In contrast, you stood your ground and proved your faith in the Amber Lord. Judging by how the battle turned out, Klapoth responded to your wish. Their gaze infused you with the power to wield the weapon of a supreme guardian and to take control of the Colossus. Don't mention it. Welt and I may have stayed on the Express this whole time, but we've been watching over you from the moment you set foot on Eurilo 6. Friends look after each other. The same goes for us Nameless. Please remember, no matter where you are in the universe, the Express will always be behind you.
I'll be waiting till we make it.
Is a Stellaron, there's no doubt about that. What I've gathered so far suggests it's likely that the Supreme Guardian was corrupted by the Stellaron at a very young age. All the tragedies that came after can be traced to that point. On the flip side, we can't judge Cocolia too harshly. Imagine if it were you or me who had to sit on the throne and watch the city slowly being brought to its knees. Would we not question what we believed in?
We will see. Come with me, take the journey.
Sure, ask away. We've got plenty of time. Welt may be better equipped to answer that, but if you want my 2 cents, I'd say it's unlikely. I guess it's possible, but it would take a long time. I can tell from your report that the new Supreme Guardian of Belobog is a smart young lady with leadership qualities. What's more important is that she now understands her people after the journey with you. The firm and honest support she gets from people around her will also prove immensely useful. But fate likes to play tricks on people. Even if during their lifetime they manage to make Eurilo 6 prosper again to a certain degree, they will remain vulnerable and helpless to countless threats lurking in the recesses of the universe. We can only give them our best wishes from afar.
Come with me, take the journey.
It's virtually impossible to destroy a Stellaron. No one, not even Herda, has found a way to break its structure. The best we can do at this stage is to prevent its energy from overflowing. When the Supreme Guardian was defeated, the Stellaron that had been transmitting energy to her exposed its weakness to us for a brief period of time, allowing Welt and I to contain its power. That's about all we can do about a Stellaron. It may be suppressed for now, but it's only a matter of time before it regains power. But this brief window should allow the people on this planet to heal and rebuild.
Take the journey.
You're most welcome. Have some rest. You've earned it.
We will see. Come with me, take the journey. The way to set. The way to celebrate.
So, your first trailblazing expedition has concluded. How do you feel? Be it joy or pain, success or regret, it's all part of the journey. Those feelings will accompany you as long as you tread on the trailblaze, and one day you'll grow used to them. It seems you have something on your mind. Let's hear it. I'd like to hear a fresh perspective myself. As talkative as Himiko is, we've pretty much run out of topics. I'm afraid not. As I've mentioned before, the Stellaron's influence on Eurilo 6 is more profound than we might think. I don't think Belobog's fight against the lingering effects of the Stellaron will end anytime soon. But the balance of power is tilting ever so slightly towards humanity, the crucial factor being the hope you brought about. As intangible as it may sound, don't underestimate hope, because the power it inspires has no limit. Like the Stellaron, it's a seed that may grow into something much bigger. But, in my opinion, the fruit that hope bears will have a much bigger impact than that of the Stellaron. Is that so? Well, I think you did the right thing. It's better to move forward with the burden of knowledge than to tread a perilous road with blind optimism. I remember a distant world where the people were faced with unimaginable danger every single day. But they saved their planet time after time with wisdom and courage. This goes to show how much of a difference ordinary people can make. I hope Eurilo 6 sees that too. I too wish to go with you, but Himiko insisted on letting you and your friends rise to the challenge. I'd been observing what's happening on the ground from the Express, and I have to admit that I got sweaty palms a couple times. I was glad to see you three meet friends you could trust and overcome hardships. Well done. Himiko was calm from the very beginning. She kept telling me to trust you youngsters' decisions. And she was right. I really need to stop worrying so much. Likewise. Get some sleep. We'll be heading off again soon.
Pom-Pom, we're back! Shh! Checking star rail stability! Pom-Pom needs to focus! Good to see you too. Spatial readout! Back to the normal bracket! Star rail stability keeps rising. 56%, 57%. The numbers have stabilized. Dispatch the Express. Oh, welcome back to the Express. You've accomplished your Trailblaze mission. The Express appreciates your help. Thanks to you, the space fissure is healing up, and the star rail has become stable enough for us to dispatch the Express. As for the coaches, Pom-Pom's checked every nook and cranny and made sure everything's in good order. Don't worry about it. Eurilo 6 probably doesn't have anything worth buying anyway. Plus, it's your first time on a Trailblaze mission, so Pom-Pom will let it slide this time. But don't forget, next time! The destination will be announced at the navigation meeting. For now,
and stay tuned. Oh, Pom-Pom almost forgot. There you go. Careful not to spill it.
Thank you, conductor.
Right away. To avoid encountering the anomalies again, the express will dispatch shortly and head to a more stable area. For your safety, please don't leave your seat until the express has reached cruising speed. Hello? It's about time we hit the road, passengers. Thanks to the 3 trailblazers, the activity of the fragmentum has reached the lowest level, and the readings regarding the status of the star rail have returned to normal. Pom-Pom will dispatch the express shortly, and we'll be leaving Urillo 6. Please be seated and say your goodbyes to this planet.
Yanqing,
Yes, General.
watch this person carefully. Do you remember me?
I remember. Of 5 people, 3 must pay a price. You are not one of them, Jin Yuan. Of 5 people, 3 must pay a price. You are one of them.
Hold on. I'll be there soon.
What did I tell you? He's definitely sleeping in. We trailblazers can go days without sleep. But when we do hit the hay, we have to make up for it. Anyway, no point wasting our time in the corridor. The conductor wants us to attend a warp navigation meeting. Same old location, apparently. And we can't be late. Let's head over. Oh, by the way, you drew the short straw. It's your turn to wash the coffee cups this week.
You're looking well. You better believe it. You guys really put on it. I gotta say, there were more than a few times where I wanted to lend a hand, but Himiko said I should let you. You're looking well. No, I know, all right, but I can't tell you yet. Himiko wants to...
See, it's like I said. If you wake up and Don Hung's not around, then you probably won't see him the rest of the day either. Yeah, I heard he did something incredible once, and now some powerful force has his name on a wanted list. My guess is the Xianzhou Alliance, or the Garden of Recollection. In any case, it can't be the corporation. I've seen their wanted list. I bet it is the Garden of Recollection. Didn't it seem like Don Hung was super keen on talking to Herta? Everyone knows that Herta and the Garden of Recollection don't get along. They say the enemy of your enemy is your friend.
Morning. You're very punctual. Oh, I can't remember the last time I got such a polite response. The trailblazing of Eurilo 6 is drawn to a close, and the Astral Express must depart for the next planet. Not telling yet. We'll make an official announcement in the meeting, but I'm keeping you in suspense for now. The meeting will start soon.
See, it's like I said. Yeah, See, it's like I said. I guess. To be honest, Warp Nav, think about it. Don Hung's the one. See, it's like I... Shocking. I guess you're still new. What's with the funny look?
Did you receive the destination overview? Excited? You don't seem very excited. After all that cold and exhaustion on Eurilo 6, you must be looking forward to the next planet. Pagana? That's the final stop. Akivilli's homeworld. Pom-Pom wants to visit again too. Unfortunately, the journey's a lot like life. You don't always get where you're going right away. If you're ready, head over to the front of the train. The meeting is about to start. Passengers, the warp navigation meeting has officially begun. Firstly, Pom-Pom wants to congratulate you, the Nameless, for successfully resolving the problems at this stop. The Express is now able to continue along the Star Rail.
The three of us actually pulled it off, huh?
It's time for your conductor, that's me, to reveal the name of our next stop.
Long time no see, Astral Express crew. It's Kafka. I came at a good time. You're all here. Every single one.
No need for the mysterious introduction, Stellaron Hunter.
Himiko, correct? Apologies for interrupting your little get-together, but I'm sure once you've heard my request, you'll forgive me. I'd like you to make a destination alteration.
I've seen your face before, Stellaron Hunter. Even if it was only on a corporation wanted poster. They were offering quite the bounty. Dead or alive. Do you know the figure?
Doesn't concern me. Then again, a corporation bounty is a compliment, not an insult, don't you think? The higher the figure, the bigger the compliment.
You wanted criminals sure know how to look on the bright side of things.
I will say, Herta certainly paid you all a compliment. A maniac that claims he can see destiny, leading a bunch of wild lunatics in pursuit of the most dangerous objects in the universe. And Herta doesn't give out compliments very often.
In pursuit of the most dangerous objects in the universe, huh? Well, in that sense, you astral expressors and I are cut from the same cloth.
You're in the wrong place, Kafka. We're not about to accept your request, and we're not about to get into bed with a Stellaron hunter. It was nice talking with you. Perhaps next time you'll be willing to pay us a visit in person, and we can continue our little discussion.
Have you guys heard of the Law Fu?
The Xianzhou Lawfu? It belongs to the Hexafleet of the Xianzhou Alliance. We've heard of it.
But what you haven't heard is that it's currently very close to you. A couple of warp jumps away, in fact. Not to mention, 45 system hours ago, a Stellaron burst occurred on the Lawfu. An unexpected calamity, don't you think?
What exactly are you Stellaron hunters trying to do? The Xianzhou Alliance aren't us. They won't give you time to explain. Once you draw the attention of the hunt, you become their prey. The Alliance will hunt you to the end of the universe.
Stop speaking in riddles, Kafka. Say what you have to say.
It's simple. That Stellaron has nothing to do with us, but the Xianzhou is convinced that we're responsible. My companion, Blade, has been taken away by the Cloud Knights. I want to bring him back, resolve this Stellaron crisis, and clear our names.
Nothing to do with you? Yeah, right. Sounds like a weird coincidence to me. You just happened to show up after the Stellaron burst? Also, we're not your friends. Why should we care if a Stellaron hunter is innocent, No! Why are we listening to her? The Alliance is strong. Is a single Stellaron burst really too much for them to handle? We're the crew of the Astral Express, not some squad of Stellaron-stealing super specialists.
You could, of course, not get involved. Knowing that the Stellaron hasn't yet affected this region of space, you could make the jump and arrive at the next world. But sooner or later, the star rail here will be more blocked off than it was before. I can tell you what the future holds. If you don't go to the Lawfu, the Stellaron will eventually contaminate the entire ship, and over half of the inhabitants will perish. Oh, you brave and fearless trailblazers, you benevolent nameless. Can you really remain indifferent to that?
This companion of yours, Blade, he'd perish too, right?
No comment. Here are the coordinates. It's up to you how to proceed. Our destinations may differ, but the orbits of the stars will eventually converge. See you later.
March, get Dan Heng.
Kafka? Ugh, Pom-Pom doesn't like her. She smells of danger. Still, a trailblazer should choose their goal and the road they take to get there themselves. That's the creed of the great Akivilli.
How could the mighty Xianzhou Alliance be breached by a Stellaron?
It's fair to say that it ranks highly among the known forces in the universe. The path of the hunt is narrow and doesn't stand out among the other paths, but the Alliance enjoys the direct blessing of the Eon. The 6 great ships of the Xianzhou are like brothers in arms. Its power is much greater than those factions that simply draw their strength from the paths themselves. This is big. I'm coming with you this time.
What do you think about all this? Oh? And why is that? We can't trust everything Kafka says. It's credible that the leader of the Stellaron Hunters can predict the future, but Kafka might not be telling the truth. This is a difficult matter. If she is telling the truth and we turn a deaf ear, those on the La Fu will be in great danger. Did you notice that Kafka didn't mention anything to do with you? A Stellaron hunter implanted you with a Stellaron. A move like that hints at a far-off purpose. Everyone says that Elio can foresee the future, and that every step of his schemes is a foreshadowing. You must be extra vigilant. Kafka won't always turn a blind eye. The Xianzhou Alliance. I've heard of them, but never had any contact with them.
This is big. I'm coming with you this time. The Alliance is made up of 6 great ships, all following Lan the Hunt. Its mission is to eliminate the Eon of Abundance. Lan doesn't rank among the more powerful Eons. The concept of the Path of the Hunt is narrow, but in contrast with the other Eons, they pay close attention to mortals. Lan grants strength to the Xianzhou Alliance without reservation. It follows that the Alliance's Marshal and 6 generals are in no way inferior to Lord Ravagers. Something's not right. The Xianzhou has Lan the Hunt's blessing. I struggle to believe that Stellarons pose a threat in the eyes of the Eons. Which means either the Stellaron Hunters are lying, or there's an even bigger threat lurking on the Xianzhou Luofu. I guess it doesn't matter if I tell you now. Our original destination was a place called Pinaconi. The records on the Express indicate that it's a prison planet used by the IPC to exile criminals. At least that's how it was in the days of Akivili. When the cancer of all worlds broke out, the IPC lost control of Pinaconi, and the planet sought refuge under Tsipe the Harmony. Now it's a member of the family. Pinaconi is holding an event, and the family sent an invitation to the Express. Himiko intends to accept the invitation, so we were planning to travel there as guests, not trailblazers. But alas, for now we're changing our bearings and heading for the Xianzhou.
Kafka. Still, a trail.
The Xianzhou Alliance. I've heard of them.
This is big.
Whoa, what are you doing here? I I gave him the lowdown. Hey, remember what I said, okay? We're gonna vote against it. I'm not gonna take orders from that woman. It's way too much of a coincidence. A Stellaron hunter shows up at the site of a Stellaron burst that just happens to be occurring nearby? Does anyone really believe that? Oh, I'm so mad. She just hijacks our communications and then hangs up? So rude. You used to know her, right? Was she always like this? We don't need another amnesiac on this train. Oh yeah, I just spoke to Don Hung. Here's the deal. We've all got to vote against. I should have known you'd listen to that Stellaron hunter. Whatever, but you should think before you do that.
Seems like the longer I spend in my room, the stranger things are when I emerge. March told me. If it were one of the other ships, it might have been okay. But I can't go to Lofu. I'm forbidden from setting foot on that ship. Total interception of any attempt to enter the Dominion is how they chose to put it. So if you're planning on going, I can't go with you. I remember the Xianzhou was a sight to behold. Good luck.
I'm so annoyed.
I'm forbidden from setting foot on the Lo.
I'm so annoyed.
Are you okay, Don Hung? March brought you up to speed, I assume.
I'm fine. And yes, I'm up to speed.
Good. In that case, with regard to the matter at hand, let's vote to decide our next move. Our Stellaron hunter claims that a Stellaron burst has occurred on the Xianzhou Lafu, and that we're in the vicinity. If we head for the Lafu, we may have the chance to save many innocent lives. However, it's also possible that our Stellaron hunter is lying and using us for her own ends. Neither Welt nor I believe that she's telling us the truth, but we can't just ignore the intel she's given us. So, we're about to hold a democratic vote on whether to set a course for the Xianzhou. All those in favor, hold out your hand. All those against, keep your arms by your side. 3, 2, 1. Four against 1. Well, it looks like the Astral Express crew has a majority vote to head for the Xianzhou.
I calmed down and thought about it a bit. If it turns out that woman isn't lying, then a lot of innocent people are gonna get hurt. Now's the time for thinking about other people.
All right, all right. I think we're all used to March's modus operandi by now.
So, Don Hung, you want to stay here?
Yes. I'm staying this time.
In that case, Welt. Ready for a trailblazing expedition? I know you've been itching to get out there for a while now, but make sure you take good care of the two of them.
Don't worry.
Destination Xianzhou, here we come!
The train is about to make the jump. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Whoa! So that's a Xianzhou ship? It looks even bigger than Eurilo 6!
For the Xianzhou, these ships are their planets. Terrestrial environments are cradles that allow civilizations to survive and then develop. Some of those civilizations progress further, constructing spacefaring vessels, which allow them to voyage into the unknown. The Xianzhou Alliance is one such civilization. I've only glimpsed it a few times, but it's as magnificent as I remember.
You okay there? What's with all the lonely nostalgia vibes?
This is the Astral Express. I repeat, this is the Astral Express. We have arrived in Xianzhou territory. Requesting landing permission from ground control. From the bridge, I mean.
Welcome to Lawful Skyport, Starsky Finn. Please await transfer. Please await transfer. Please await transfer.
Something's not right.
The signal is still repeating, but no one is guiding us into dock.
Maybe the Stellaron hunters were telling the truth. It seems like something really did happen to the Xianzhou. A vessel arrives at a deserted spaceport. Isn't that how, loads of horror movies start?
Let's not let our imaginations get the better of us.
Please await transfer. Please await transfer. Please await transfer.
Still the automated signal?
Yes, it's still on repeat. Ah, there we go.
The Jade Gate now opening. On behalf of the Xianzhou Lafu, welcome, guests from afar. Please proceed to dock in accordance with the guidance.
Huh? Is this still automated?
The signal broke off. Seems that's all there is.
We should get going. Himiko, stay vigilant back here on the Express.
Relax. I've got Don Hung here with me. Yes, but I won't be putting my feet up. There's a lot to take care of here on the train. Make sure you're properly prepared before you set off.
Nice.
All this universe, and we just happened to bump into a Xianzhou ship that Don Hung spent time on? Oh, that's gotta be fate. I wonder what Don Hung's stories await us. That guy sure has a mysterious past. We gotta take this opportunity on the Luofu to dig into it. I knew you'd be excited. Check out the master of gossip over here.
I wonder if she even remembers we've got a job to do down there.
Have a safe trip, you guys! Pom-Pom's too busy. Looking after the Express is a full-time job. Don't worry about me. I'm just happy you're enjoying the journey.
Pom-Pom still seems a little sad.
You need to take extra care on this expedition. I've compiled some intel on the Xianzhou for you. I hope it comes in useful.
This time you'll get the chance to witness Welt in action. I'm glad he's going with you. You could say he keeps his cards close to his chest. If you ask him, he'll just tell you about how he worked in animation. But that's only a small part of his story. Believe me when I say he has more experience than I do. This time you'll get the chance to witness... You could say he keeps his cards close to his chest. If you ask him, but that's only a small part of his... This time you'll get the chance to... He doesn't talk much, but that's only a small part of his...
You need to take extra care on this.
Before we set off, I need to clarify the aim of this journey with you. The Stellaron hunters have given us a lot to consider, and a lot to doubt. But the most important part of this expedition is... Precisely. The Stellaron hunters clearly have ulterior motives. However, knowing what they're all about, and given the focus of Kafka's words, I have no doubt that the Xianzhou is dealing with a Stellaron. The Alliance and the Express haven't had any previous dealings, so our arrival might not receive the warmest welcome. But as trailblazers, we're not in this for fame or gain. We just need to do everything in our power to assist the Xianzhou and eliminate the source of disaster. Always keep that in mind, and don't forget the way of the Trailblaze. Explore, understand, establish, and connect.
Yeah!
Let's go.
Oh, look! It's just containers as far as the eye can see. This area isn't for receiving guests, it's for unloading cargo. Who decided to send us this way? Such a huge port and not a soul in sight. It gives me the creeps. Stop talking. If there is someone here, they're in my bad books already. Mr. Yang, what should we do?
We should start with the person who opened the Jade Gate. If it turns out they're not friendly, then at least they've already made things easier for us. If it turns out they were just doing their job, then we can ask them what happened here.
That's Mr. Yang. This is child's play for him. He's dealt with all kinds of dangers before.
Let's move. Keep your wits about you.
It's getting late. Where to now?
too. I didn't expect to see you here in the administrative district. How have you been lately? Great to hear. Since the Stellaron crisis subsided, Belobog's been feeling a little more cheerful. We're really grateful for your assistance, and yes, things are going well for me too. Thanks for asking. You spent so much time in Belobog on your last visit. You must have passed by here before, right? This is Belobog's History and Culture Museum, built more than 600 years ago. Last time you visited, it was closed for its 10-year renovation. Now that the Stellaron crisis is over, we've been able to allocate more manpower to the renovation works. The museum should be open to the public again soon. It's just... We encountered a problem during the renovation process. The Silvermane guards are doing all they can to figure it out. Sorry. I shouldn't talk about it in the open like this. Hey, why don't I give you a tour of the museum? We can talk inside while I show you around. If you have time, that is. Great. What are we waiting for? Welcome to Belobog's History and Culture Museum. As you can see, after nearly 100 days of renovation, the interior looks brand new. However, there's a problem that needs to be resolved before it can open to the public. The museum was established nearly 600 years ago as a memorial to honor Alyssa Rand, the first Supreme Guardian, and the martyrs who gave their lives in the battle against the invaders from beyond the sky. As time went on, new exhibits were continually added to the memorial until it became the museum we see today. Past the reception hall, you'll find the General Hall, the museum's largest exhibition room. There are all sorts of exhibits on display, paintings by famous artists, samples of the planet's crust. Visitors can experience the essence of Belobog's culture in just a few minutes' time. I really hope the museum can open up soon. The children here need a culturally enriching environment, especially those from the underworld. But like I mentioned earlier, we're in a bit of a bind. We could really use a helping hand.
Nice. Nice.
Here, this is the issue we're trying to deal with. It was stolen. It was one of the oldest and most precious items in the General Hall collection, the meteor fragment. It is said that 700 years ago, the invaders from beyond the sky descended upon the surface of Eurillo 6 with a meteor shower. The meteor fragment is solid evidence that those invaders once tainted our land. Sorry, the tour guide in me gets a little carried away. I'm not here to give you a history lesson. Still, it's no exaggeration to say that if the meteor fragment isn't recovered, the museum will lose half of its significance. Not yet. That's why this case is such a conundrum for the Silvermane guards. Truth be told, the meteor fragment isn't the only item that was stolen, but we want the museum to open as soon as possible. We can worry about the other missing items later. Of course. I wouldn't ask you to start a whole investigation from scratch. The guard station in the underworld reported that some suspicious characters have been meeting at a hideout in the Great Mine late at night. Since the Silvermane guards are still getting situated in the underworld and we don't have any direct evidence, we haven't been able to apprehend any suspects. But if you were to go there yourself and ask around, I think we could gather a lot of useful intel. So, would you like to help solve this case? Excellent. Just as I expected. Short, sweet, and decisive. To the underworld it is, then. The conditions here are so rudimentary. I wonder how long those people have been living here. Back to the investigation. We contacted an agent from Wildfire. Apparently she has some first-hand intel. I think her name was... Sweta? Yes, that's right. Let's go pay her a visit.
What? Oh, it's you! Oh, I thought I'd been discovered. Let's try not to make a commotion. You never know who's listening.
That bad, huh? How many exhibit thieves are there?
A lot. I don't know if you're aware, miss, but any intel that makes money spreads like wildfire in the underworld. Travel between the overworld and the underworld has been open for some time. Not everyone down here can take advantage of that opportunity. The majority of underworlders have to stay here to feed their families. From what I hear, smuggling museum artifacts is a lucrative enterprise. If I wasn't working for Wildfire, I'd be tempted to get in on the cash myself.
You aren't getting any funny ideas, are you?
I'll cut to the chase. Wildfire hasn't identified the ringleader yet, but I've heard some interesting rumors that might be helpful to you.
I'm all ears.
Firstly, the group in question has a very public presence. They post recruitment notices all over the street. If you can find a notice, you might be able to glean some clues from it. Secondly, they're rash and careless in their work. They've been seen carrying large crates of illicit goods around the mines and selling them out in the open, without even trying to hide anything from the miners. Thirdly, I heard there are children in the mines that might be involved. I haven't had the chance to look into it, but keep an eye out.
I see. Thanks for the intel. I'm sure it'll help us crack the case. Well, I'm going to head for the settlement and see if I can get more intel from the locals. In the meantime, do you think you could head out and look for more clues? We can compare notes when you're done. I'm counting on you.
Remember the 3 things, huh? You're still here? I thought you were off to investigate. Oh, you must have missed something. Here's what I've learned so far. Firstly, the group in question has a very public presence. They post recruitment notices all over the street. If you can find a notice, you might be able to glean some clues from it. Secondly, they're rash and careless in their work. They've been seen carrying large crates of illicit goods around the mines and selling them out in the open, without even trying to hide anything from the miners. Thirdly, I heard there are children in the mines that might be involved. I haven't had the chance to look into it, but keep an eye out. Good luck. I'm sure you guys can handle this one.
My daddy made a lot of money this month. He bought me lots of new clothes, things you can't even find in the underworld. Clothes schmoes. My daddy bought me a super rare present. He got me a model tram. Bet you haven't seen one of those before. That costs way much more than boring clothes.
Sounds like their parents bought them expensive gifts recently. If people in the underworld want to get rich, what options do they have? This is noteworthy.
Beep, beep.
What are these two doing sneaking around?
Beep, beep. Alert, alert. Nosy person spotted. Beep, beep. Protect the goods. Protect the goods.
You don't look so good.
name of Landau, a will forged in ice never falters! Let's go.
Need a doctor?
This ends here. Let's make it quick. Rules are made to be broken.
You don't look so good. Hurry up!
Let's go.
Reach the end of the story in your own way. Empty. These crates were probably used to store stolen items. Someone left robots to guard them. It looks like I'm too late. Let's look elsewhere. The 3 rumors is what I talked about. I'll check out. Time to meet back up with Pela.
Oh, good, you're back. Did you find any critical intel? I see. Looks like someone is getting the miners involved in the stealing after all. I made some progress too. The miners here said they've noticed some people acting strange recently. A few vagrants who almost never leave the Great Mine have suddenly started making trips to Boulder Town. I asked the Silvermane guard station there to go investigate some places of interest. I hope they find something. Hey, we've got some news! What a stroke of luck! I didn't expect to get a break in the investigation so quickly. Come on, let's go to the Gerda Grand Hotel. I hope this isn't some sort of cover-up operation.
It's getting late. Where to now?
I'm glad to see you here. The box containing the meteor fragment is in one of the hotel rooms. You and Miss Payla can go investigate the scene when you're ready.
This must be the box. Let's open it. Let's see. The color, the texture. Yep, this is the stolen meteor fragment, all right. Fantastic! I've done a lot of research into artifact authentication techniques. You can trust my judgment. I understand why you're suspicious, though. This whole investigation was a little too easy. In any case, now that we have the meteor fragment, the museum can now open to the public. That's good news. As for tracking down the thief, I'm afraid it'll be a long-term project. When the time comes, we may need your assistance again. Let's go. We need to take this item back to the museum where it belongs.
It's getting late. Where to now? Nice. Nice.
the General Hall can return to its former glory. Thanks for your help. The meteor fragment. It's so majestic. The value of items housed here can't be measured in money alone, but this little piece of stone could fetch a mountain of cash. The General Hall is ready to open to the public again. Oh, by the way, the museum's previous manager resigned recently to pursue his dream of becoming a writer. So, if you're interested, do you think you'd like to take up the post part-time? I promise you it won't be a boring job. Museum Manager, voted among the top 3 most highly desired careers after graduation in a Bellabog Academy poll. Needless to say, we offer a competitive package. The fact you're asking means you've got your heart set on it already, right? Great. Now that that's settled, let's go pay a visit to the museum lobby secretary, Eris. She's a talented worker and can tell you everything there is to know about museum matters. To introduce you to. This is Eris, our secretary. And this is the savior of Bellabog from the Express. I'm sure you've heard his name many times already.
Oh yes, I've heard so much about you. It's so nice to finally have the pleasure of meeting you. Oh, thank you. What a nice compliment.
In addition to her secretarial duties, Eris is also a student at the Bellabog College of Art. She's very knowledgeable about the museum's exhibits and their history. Eris, starting today, he is going to be our museum manager. Please keep him updated on matters relating to the opening and operation of the exhibits.
My pleasure, Miss Pela. Leave it to me. I'll keep our manager up to speed on every detail. Would you like to begin with the museum's workflows? That's the spirit. Let's get started then.
Fighting is meaningless. The truth of life and death. The sanctuary is but a vision.
This is our chance.
You don't look so good.
Is that all?
To be broken. the truth of life and death.
The sanctuary is but a vision. Quick!
So that's how it works.
Good to see you! The General Hall has been receiving a lot of visitors lately. The yearning for history and art has reawakened in the hearts of Belovagians, thanks to your superb management. You know, I never guessed you'd become a pro at this job. I only wanted you to experience the fun of working here. So I'm curious, how do you like being the museum manager? I see. But at least you get a sense of accomplishment, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't still be doing it. Anyway, there's something else I wanted to talk to you about. There's been a new development in the museum theft case. First, I need to show you something. Here, this way. After the General Hall opened to the public, the Silvermane Guards and Wildfire did a follow-up investigation in the underworld. Progress was with the next stage of the investigation, and here we are. The item that's supposed to be in this exhibit is a modern sculpture called Gears and Wisdom. It's a little hard to describe, sort of abstract. It's made of gears and mechanical parts, and it's about the same height and weight as the average person. Basically, it's too heavy for someone to just pick up and run off with. As you can see, this sculpture was placed at the entrance hall of the Industrial Hall because it symbolizes the industrial spirit that Belabogians have lived, breathed, and produced for centuries. Without it, the industrial hall loses its soul. We have to retrieve the sculpture before we can open to the public. It seems we'll have to make another visit to the underworld. It took nearly 20 years from design to completion to make Gears and Wisdom. We can't let all that painstaking work and talent go to waste. We have to get it back. I received some intel just earlier today. Someone said they found clues related to a gang of thieves in the underworld's robot settlement. I don't know if they'll lead us to the sculpture, but it's worth a try. We can head over to the robot settlement as soon as you're ready. Sure, do it. We need to search for gear. Let's head out then. There's quite the crowd here today. Where do we start? Huh? Ah, you mean the little girl in red? I remember her. I saw her in the overworld at Lady Bronya's succession ceremony. I don't know if she can give us any leads, but it's always good to say hi to a friend. Basic courtesy, right?
It's Big Brother! And Miss Pelagia Sergeyevna!
You remember my full name? This kid is really something. Nice to meet you, Clara. What brings you to the robot settlement?
Well, something strange happened in the settlement recently. I'm asking the grown-ups who live nearby if they know anything about it.
something strange. Can you share any details?
Well, recently, a lot of the little robots in the settlement started behaving strangely. It's like they malfunctioned suddenly, all at the same time. They started roaming around, breaking into people's tents, destroying their belongings. It was a real headache for the people living here. Mr. Svarog scanned the robots for irregularities, but the results all came back normal. So, I don't think it's a hardware issue.
So they're malfunctioning collectively. You're right. Since we're already here... Clara, we'll help you investigate what's going on with the robots.
Really? But don't you and Miss Payla have something important to do?
It'll be fine. We have other people in the underworld working on the investigation, too. Besides, we don't have any clues yet, so we may as well do something useful.
Thanks a lot. I was worried about handling the robots on my own, but with your help, it should be easy.
The duty of the Silvermane Guards is to serve the people. So where can we find these robots? Clara, can you lead the way?
Of course. Just follow me. Oh, look! Over there! There's definitely something wrong with that robot.
Looks normal enough on the surface. Let's take a closer look.
Fighting is meaningless.
A will forged in ice never falters!
You bully!
Rules are made to be broken! Is that all? A will forged in ice never falters! The sanctuary is but a vision!
So aggressive. Are all the robots in the settlement like this?
No, it must be malfunctioning. Sorry, little robot, but it looks like you're sick. I'm gonna take off your shell and give you a checkup.
Look.
This component doesn't seem like it belongs here.
Claire, can I take a look?
Oh, of course.
There's no mistaking it. This component was taken from Gears and Wisdom. I can't believe my own eyes either, but I know that sculpture inside and out. No wonder Wildfire and the Silvermane Guards were never able to find Gears and Wisdom. Keeping such a conspicuous piece of art around wouldn't go unnoticed. The thieves must have disassembled it and hidden the parts inside the robots. But the best laid plans of snow, mice, and men often go awry. They didn't realize the parts would interfere with the robots' systems and cause them to run amok. Now we just need to find all the malfunctioning robots and retrieve the sculpture pieces one by one.
I never imagined this would help you solve the case. That's great!
Let's get to work then. We're going to get all the stolen pieces back.
The grown-ups said that the spot where the malfunctioning robots appeared is in this direction. Let's go look over there, big brother.
This is our chance.
Is that all? The will forged in ice never falters! Is that all? The sanctuary is but a vision! Rules are made to be broken!
The little robots in this area should all be back to normal now.
We also got some parts of the sculpture back. It's not a lot, but it's a start.
Let's start looking in the next area.
let's go.
Past victories don't guarantee future ones. I've no interest in conflict.
Hope you're prepared.
Fighting is meaningless.
Looks like we rescued all the robots in this area, too. This is taking longer than I imagined. At this pace, it'll take us the entire day to fix all these robots. I get what you're saying, but... Alright, I give up. That sculpture has dozens of individual parts. There's no way we'll recover them all at this rate. We just need enough parts to put it back together. As for the rest, I'll have replacements made. But you have to promise to keep this a secret. You too, Clara.
Don't worry. I'll keep your plan super secret, Miss Pela.
Thanks, Clara. Let's get on to the next area then. Keep your voices down. It's a big one.
Oh, poor little Grizzly. There must be a lot of sculpture parts jammed inside. Let's go give him a checkup. Robot will reboot on its own after a while. Let's leave him be. Miss Pela, here's all the sculpture pieces I found.
Good work, Clara. Let's see here. We still don't have anywhere near enough. To be honest, I'm a little worn out myself.
I know. How about we go talk to Mr. Svarog? He might not be able to round up the robots, but I'm sure he'll have some good ideas.
I've never met Svarog before. I heard he's not easy to get along with.
Don't worry. Mr. Svarog has warmed up to guests a lot more now. I'll explain the whole situation to him. Here, this way. Huh? Is Mr. Svarog talking to other children?
Clara, you have returned. And you have brought with you the Outsider and Querying Database. Silvermane Guard Intelligence Officer Pelageya Sergeyevna, it is a pleasure to meet you.
It's nice to meet you, Mr. Svarog.
Hey! Big Sis Clara's back!
Big Sis Clara? Hello.
What brings you two here today?
These two young humans found a suspicious batch of components. They wish to deliver them to me to earn my appreciation. However, the origin of these components is unknown, and they have no practical utility. It is difficult to ascertain their value.
Suspicious components? Can we have a look at them?
As you wish.
Sure enough, these parts are from the museum's sculpture. These kids found way more than we did fixing all those robots. What an embarrassment.
Me and my sister were playing outside. We heard some grown-ups talking about what they were going to do with the parts. It seemed suspicious. They were acting a little sneaky. We hid in the shadows and waited until we heard them snoring.
And then we quietly dragged away the boxes with the parts and gave them to Mr. Svarog. That was really risky behavior. If those grown-ups had woken up, things could have gotten really dangerous for you two. We were just trying to help. Oh, what? Don't cry. Listen, these parts don't belong to Mr. Svarog, but you two were still a big help to us.
I am unable to determine the logic behind this series of events, but if you insist. Excellent job, little girl.
See? I told you Mr. Svarog had warmed up to guests.
Really? So, we were a big help, weren't we? Awesome!
With these parts, we should have enough to put the sculpture back together. More or less. This isn't good. If what those kids said is true, then the museum thieves have operatives working in the settlement. I'll get in touch with the Wildfire and the Silvermane guards right away, and have them investigate the matter thoroughly. But for now, let's take the parts we have back to the museum, or we'll be here all night.
Did you hear that, Jackie? Mr. Svarog said nice things about you.
He said nice things about you, too.
Look, from now on, we have to do good things only. That way, we can become Mr. Svarog's most trustworthy, second most trustworthy friends. After Claire, of course.
Okay, I'll do my best.
Happy that I got to help you and Miss Pela today, Big Brother. Even if it was by accident. People in the settlement have been smiling a lot more these days, and that makes me happy too. I hope me and Mr. Svarog can make sure it stays that way. And if we ever get the chance, I want to show Mr. Svarog around the overworld.
Welcome, outsider. What brings you here? Did you arrive at such a conclusion through direct observation? Clara too has conveyed similar sentiments, though my emotional indices have not experienced any fluctuations. If you and Clara have both reached the same conclusion independently, then there must be some force influencing my behavior, which transcends my system's algorithms. This possibility strikes me as peculiar, but not necessarily bad.
If I'd known how much work this was going to be, I would have enlisted more help. But see the final product for yourself. Not too shabby, is it? Well, as long as you don't pull out the blueprints and spend dozens of hours comparing, this version is virtually indistinguishable from the original. Excellent work! With Gears and Wisdom back, the Industrial Hall can reopen to the public. If you're still interested in managing the museum, why don't you go talk to Miss Eris about opening up the Industrial Hall? In the meantime, I'll follow up on the exhibit theft case. I wonder if any new clues were found over in Svalrog's domain. I'll let you know if we get any new leads. I have a hunch that we're close to uncovering the culprit behind the curtain.
I'll need to record today's note. I'll need to record today's notes in the databank. I'll need to record today's notes in the databank.